Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another FM experiment video today. This one is based around Celtic. Been quite a wee while since I've done one based around Celtic, but I'm glad to have one back. And as you already know by the title, today is going to be a little bit of a wee bit of a blast from the past. We're going to be digging back into a very successful year in our club's history, and we're going to be having a look at the team we had then. It's no secret, you can see here it looks pretty normal, but today we are going to see how the team led by Neil Lennon in the 2012-13 season, famously known as the year that we had the team that beat Barcelona, 125th anniversary season. We are going to see how this group of players does in the modern year 2006. It's not really, there's no, I say the modern year like it was 100 years ago, it was like 5 years ago, but we're going to see how things will go in this year of football, 2012-18, how this squad will do. I'll give a quick run through of the team of players we've got here, but you will recognise a few of the names. There's not many who are still here in the year 2017, so I mean, you are going to be seeing a lot of different players. So I guess we start from the back and we'll make our way through. You'll get a quick glimpse at the stats. If you want to see them more in detail, just pause the video. But Neil Lennon is indeed in charge. I've left him with the current Celtic coaching team, so Chris Davis and such like that. But there we go, Neil Lennon is in charge of the team. So in goals, we've got two options. The first one, the keeper I don't imagine we'll be using. Remember him, 35 years old, Lucas Zaluska. Then got the man himself, the wall, Fraser Forster as the other option. Defence includes Kelvin Wilson. From England, of course, played for Celtic for a few years. Mikael Lustig, who's still at the club, the Swedish sex icon. F.A. Ambrose at centre-back, who is with Neil Lennon at Hibs now. Thomas Rognia, I can remember barely anything about him, but there's his achievements there with Celtic. He did win a few honours and was in that team. Didn't play the night we played Barcelona, but was in the team. Adam Matthews, who did play the night against Barcelona as Lustig was injured, who is now down at Sunderland. Charlie Mulgrew, who is at Blackburn in League One, being their best player pretty much, but was at Celtic for a few years. A lot of fans did like him. Then we have the fan favourite, the man who stayed for quite... I mean, look at those achievements with Celtic. Just left recently this season, in fact, Emilio Izaguirre. We've got Paddy McCourt. Paddy bloody McCourt. I miss him. Tell you that. The Derry Pelly. And the team, we have Scott Brown, the ever stay. 10 years now at the club. He was obviously captain then as well. Beram Kayal, a player who some fans liked, some fans didn't like. Tom Rogic was involved in the team. Didn't play as much, obviously, as what he does now. A bit younger back then. Victor Wanyama, arguably the best player in that team. 25-year-old now. A bit younger back then. Joe Ledley, fantastic midfielder. Dylan McGeoch, someone who wasn't given a massive amount of chances. Now at Hibs as well with Neil Lennon. James Forrest, when he was younger as well, about 21-year-old at the time, 20 maybe. Lassad, that's a name that you probably won't remember, but Lassad, yep, Lassad is there. They've got Anthony Stokes, another player at Hibs with Neil Lennon. The man himself, the god, one of my favourite Celtic players of my lifetime. Fucking love him. Georgios Samaras is there. They spelled his name wrong in this game, which is annoying. Miku, who did play the night we played Barcelona. Gary Hooper, obviously a fan favourite for Celtic when he played for us those few seasons. And then finally the man who scored the winner against Barcelona, whose career has just been kind of spiralling downwards ever since. Tony Watt, what to watch, is also involved in the team. So that is the 11. The main question is how much better can this team do than what Brendan Rodgers' side can do, and Europe especially, not so much the league, because let's be honest, the Invincible season might be quite difficult for Celtic. But Rangers are in the league as well. This was a season we did not play Rangers once. It was the first season after they were liquidated, and obviously hopefully they'll do well in the Champions League. So we're going to go and sim past the transfer deadline just to see if they're into the Champions League and see their group, and then we'll go to January and then the end of the season. But I hope this challenge goes well. If you enjoy it, make sure to like and subscribe. Try to get to 10k, share the video as well, Twitter, Facebook, etc. And let's get into this. We'll go to deadline day. One, I have a shit ton of emails for an unemployed manager. This is quite unrealistic. Anyway, Celtic should now have their Champions League group if they are through to the Champions League, that is, which it looks as though they potentially could be here, but we'll have a look in a second just to see how they've started. Actually, I'll just find out here. So, Champions League, they did make it through. The group they have been handed, well, we're going to be seeing Spartak Moscow again. Just like we did in 2012, also just like 2017, we're going to see PSG. So we have a wee bit of a mix there. We have a team that we were given this year, a team we were given the 2012-13 season, and then somehow Dynamo Kiev. I mean, Russian and Ukraine teams, I'm sure, cannot be drawn together, but it's happened here. and Spartak Moscow and Dynamo Kiev. So that's a group where Celtic could, potentially finish second. They should try and push for that second space. PSG probably going to top that group, pound it, and see how it goes. As for the league, how have they started then? So the first game of the season, they beat Hearts 2-1 with Hooper and Rogic scoring. They then drew with Partick Thistle. Hooper got the first goal in that game. They then lost to Kilmarnock 2-0 somehow, but then pulled it back and win with a 3-1 win over St Johnstone, where Efe Ambrose got a goal. So the starting 11 that it looks as though is being rolled with, Shani Tarashai has been brought in on loan, which makes it a wee bit annoying because it's not as realistic. But if we go to the Celtic lineup to see who they've started the most in the first few games alone, Emilio Zagiri's played 11, Tarashai's played 10, which is annoying, but we're just probably going to have to deal with that. Thomas Rognia, Gary Hooper in 10, Joe Ledley in 10, Foster in 10, Brown. Players who are not getting a look in, but it looks fit right now. Georges Samaras, sadly, don't know why. Stokes, I liked Stokes back in 2012, must admit he was one of my favourite players, but everybody else seems kind of balanced at the minute. Paddy McCourt and such, Tony Watt, Kelvin Wilson not getting starts but coming off the bench. Anyway, time to go to January and see if Celtic will further themselves in European competition with that 2012 side. Right, we are in January, which means Celtic have completed the group stage of the Champions League. They're halfway through the league season, and the League Cup final would have been as well. So how are Neil Lennon and the class of 2012 doing? Well, they're top of the league with only 3 losses, which isn't bad. Not a bad record. 12 wins, 6 draws. They're 1 against Rangers at Ibrox. The 3 losses coming to Aberdeen, Hamilton and Kilmarnock. So no players standing out in the top goals, but Victor Wanyama, as you'd expect, the best player in the league without a doubt, up at the highest average rating section. Have a look at the players and their stats and how they're doing just now. Joe Ledley making the most appearances, 35, along with Fraser Forster, so showing how much he has been used this season. Emilio Zagiri, Victor Wanyama all following suit. Georges Samaras still not in the team, and he's actually been put up on the transfer list as well. That is gutting. A lot of players on the transfer list. You can see Lassad, you can see Chris Commons, James Forrest, Miku, Anthony Stokes, Tony Watt, Kelvin Wilson and Georges Samaras all up on the transfer list. So a max exodus of these players. If you do sort it by the general information by age, you look at this team and it is a fairly old team. Look at that. Not a lot of players under the age of 26, which is just showing the age of it. It's what you expect. This a class of 2012 team. All of them were in their primes in 2012. But if we go to once again the stats and such of the players this season and how they've, I forgot how you actually get it up. It's away from me. It's gone from me. We'll just go to the games just now. I forgot. So in the Champions League Group D, Celtic, what happened to them? They finished third, which means we get to the Europa League. Didn't quite do as well as what we did that 2012-13 season, where we did in fact make the last 16 of course with some big wins. We managed to beat PSG though. There we go, a repeat of the Barcelona game, you could say, or just as good or better. A 2-0 win, and then also beating Kiev at home as well. The other 4 were losses. No heavy defeats. 3 of them actually only by 1 goal. So to be honest, that's not a bad campaign from Celtic. No embarrassment. So doing better than what Celtic done in real life by quite a wee bit. The game against PSG, I want to look at a little bit further actually. I want to see who scored the goals. Did Tony Watt manage to do it again? Did he do it again? I don't know. We'll find it when I actually find the fucking game here. It'll be here somewhere. This is the bad thing about doing all this live. You're trying your best to fucking search for the games. PSG 2-0. Beram Kayal scoring twice. Miku, Dylan McGeoch, Lassad, all played that game. Jeez, when they won 2-0. That does make you wonder, what... just with the team we've got now, surely they could do better. But, not bad from Celtic. How did they do in the Betfred Cup? Well, they got to the final and were beaten. St Johnstone. That's a bastard, isn't it? So, halfway through the season, what we have learned right now from Celtic, they're top of the league. They're in the Europa League last 32. They got beaten in the League Cup final. And who will they be playing in the last 32 of the Europa League? That is a good question. They will be playing Red Bull Salzburg of Austria. So let's go at the end of the season and see how they do. The season is over. It's time to check how Celtic done. Did they manage to win the double? Rangers ended up sacking their manager. I'm not too sure who Rangers even had as a manager, but okay. Oh my god, they didn't sack their manager. I don't know what's happened because they won the fucking league. What in the name? I did not expect to see that. Well then, that explains a lot about this team. It clearly was not cut out to continue on the exact same to the 2017-18 season as Rangers win the league by quite the margin, 10 points. Who was Rangers' manager this season? That is a question. Managers: Stefano Colantuano, who left to manage Ajax after winning the league with Rangers. Jesus Christ, Celtic, what happened there? What happened there? Deary, deary me. Neil Lennon somehow keeping his job. And they went out on penalties in the Europa League last 32 as well, so that didn't go too well. How did they do in the Scottish Cup? They won the Scottish Cup. They absolutely pumped Rangers in the final of the Scottish Cup, but an appalling season for Celtic. The transfer side of things, let's see what happened. They got rid of 3 players. Georgios Samaras left. That's how they lost the league. That is it right there. Single-handedly how they lost the league. Because they let him go. Lassad went out on loan. Thomas Rognia left for free. They brought in a few players as well who I imagine might have come out of the team. Chalan Sonda there. And on loan, a few players I've never heard of from God knows where, Leganes or Las Palmas and Ludogorets, etc. I mean, I'm quite shocked, not going to lie. That has kind of shocked the system. I did not expect to see... dearie me. Dearie. So how did they get in on an Old Firm games then? Apart from the final where they managed to win, that is slightly embarrassing. So they drew 1-0 in the first one, then drew 1-0 again. They then lost 1-0 at Ibrox and then drew 1-0 at Celtic Park again. 3-1-0 draws in the league. A disappointing season. Like the second half of the season, they just fell away. Like here, for example, this spell. Dearie me, Celtic. Dearie me. Well, obviously the team was not cut out. The star performers. Who were the star performers? Who were they? Well, I mean, 58 appearances here for Fraser Forster. He had the most. The least was Tony Watt. And this guy. The most goals was scored by Victor Wanyama. Kind of sums it up when the central midfielder is scoring the most goals over your strikers. And obviously this team was not cut out to carry on. And a bit of a letdown. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's an interesting one, I suppose. Neil Lennon, what's happened there, my boy? Hope you have enjoyed this. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you all next time.